if you want. Amazing. Very good, everybody. Hello, everyone who is listening to us, watching us. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, wherever you're located. We are here in New York City. It's 7 o'clock. We're starting Ask Me Anything Tuesday. This is our last Ask Me Anything Tuesday on YouTube. So those who are interested and see more of the content of this type of evenings, you can look into signing up and become a member. Our platform is ready to roll, and starting from January, it's only $35 a month. We'll give you access to talk to me, see me once a week, ask questions, get on Zoom, listen to other people's talk. And besides that, we also have so many other benefits being a member. And once you get there, you will see yourself. So today, there are so many topics that I wanted to talk, but I see Tommy's here. And Tommy just completed his IV in the E-system room and had his stem cells today in the E-system room. So I was wondering if Tom would just share a little bit your experience. How was it for you? You had some good 6 hours, 5 hours?
Yes. Yeah, I'm just driving.
Are you driving?
6. Yeah, I'm on the about another 6 hours. Yeah.
No, I'm asking about your experience today. How was it?
Oh, it was. Oh man, beautiful. You come out of there, you're a little loopy. You're feeling pretty you feel like everything's in sync, like your whole body seems to be calibrated.
Yeah.
Very good.
All right. Pretty good. Okay, so let's see. Okay, girls, I see a bunch of patients already joining us. And let's see if you guys have any questions. Ask questions, post them. We're looking at the chat. If you have any questions, just give us questions. If not, I'm going to talk today about things. So, yes,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfect.
Oh, my name is Stephanie Anderson. I'm a patient of yours. Hi, Dr. Rustamova. I wanted to know, how does insulin resistance affect hormones in a woman?
Okay, so insulin resistance doesn't really affect hormones. It's actually opposite. Insulin is it's also a hormone, it's a peptide, right? And it's responsible to take sugar or glucose from the outside of the cell into the cell, so that molecule of the particle of the glucose turns into energy. That's the purpose of insulin, okay? And in order for it to go into the cell, it has to get attached to almost like a lock and open it. And we call this area, that lock on the surface of the cell, we call the receptors. It's like little antennas. So they're sitting there, and insulin grabs the glucose and looking, and then catches the signal, gets there, and then through that antenna gets into the cell. All right? But here's what is interesting. Insulin antennas are similar to hormonal antennas.
Okay.
See? So your ovarian tissue, or for man, testicles, or your adrenals, or other things, they are have those same receptors and waiting for those hormones. Let's just take ovaries, right? Ovaries have ovarian cells, have little receptors that's sensitive to testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, those little things, okay? But those antennas are very similar to insulin, okay? So then what happens is if your body is going through hormonal imbalance, for example, if your body has, let's say, elevated sugar, not necessarily a lot of sugar, but what if your body is just having spikes of glucose, like you
Or
probably eating just,
pre-diabetic?
yeah, so you're eating just pasta, you're not even eating anything sweet, but it's still sugar, you see? And that sugar stimulates the production of insulin. So that's why when we do blood tests for you guys, for your hormonal imbalance, we do check your insulin levels. If insulin levels are very, very high, we say insulin resistance. When insulin starts to go down and become very low or non-existent, we call it diabetes. Why? Initially, when you have lots of spikes of sugar going on in your body, what your pancreas does, produces estrogen and the insulin as crazy, just to keep that sugar under control.
Right.
And guess what happens with insulin when you have a lot of it? It starts sitting on any antennas doing this, including your ovaries. Get it? Insulin not supposed to be there, but it goes there because it's
And
so, it has to
and,
park itself somewhere.
and can't can't estrogen get confused and go to the fat if you have too much visceral fat?
It's not, well, that's different. Let's just focus on the insulin resistance.
Okay.
That's what we call insulin resistance, because then those antennas are occupied and you may have absolutely normal levels of estrogen on your bloodstream when we measure it, but you're still experiencing and manifesting irregular hormonal levels clinically, irregular periods, maybe hair growth, whatever it is, right? Blood test is showing perfect estrogen, progesterone, testosterone levels. What's up with that? That's because your body is not, we call it body is not sensitive. When the body is not sensitive, what it does, it starts to produce more. And the first thing it starts to produce, the easier to produce is testosterone. That's why during PCOS, we start showing stuff, what we say, androgenic signs, which is acne, hair, or hair loss. See what I mean? So that is how insulin affects your hormones. See,
But
and
doesn't
then it's a cycle.
So doesn't the when you have insulin resistance, does that also mean that there is just sugar in the bloodstream that hasn't been processed as well?
So that's
Because
why,
I get liver
it's not being processed because insulin is just occupied somewhere else. And also depends how many spikes. It's not so much the level of the sugar you have. You are constantly in this balancing mode. Your sugar, your estrogen, your progesterone, you're going in and out, you're inhaling and exhaling. The heart goes boom, 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 boom. Everything has a rhythm and everything is not straight line. Nothing is straight line. Okay. And when you have this, we call it life. And when you have it beautiful, in nice, beautiful dance, we call it balanced, healthy life. But when this balance and dance is disrupted, this is when we start experiencing condition called hormonal imbalance. Okay, so we established that insulin creates this hormonal imbalance, and as a result, we start producing other hormones like testosterone, and the body is not sensitive, and as a result, we have irregular periods, abnormal periods, and so forth. And if processes keep going, eventually, body gives up and then stops producing insulin or produces less insulin, and as a result, we develop prediabetes and then diabetes. Okay. Why PCOS is linked to diabetes.
Right.
Now, going back to your second question about estrogen and sitting in the fat. Yes, estrogen loves fat, but not only estrogen, progesterone loves fat, everything loves it. But why? Because we call them steroidal hormones. They have a steroidal group. Steroid means fat. Okay?
Oh.
They consist of fat. Okay?
Mhm.
But estrogen, especially estradiol, loves to be stored in fat. So now imagine if you're producing so much estrogen, but it's not being utilized because all the antennas are occupied, it has to go somewhere. So it starts to go in a depot places, which is fat, and sits there. But once you start losing weight and removing that, once you start exercising, what happens? Your estrogen start to go out. You break it down and you remove it from your body. So thus, you don't have hyperestrogenic state. That's why we have two types of PCOS, with a high estrogenic state and low estrogenic state. People with high estrogenic state, they high risk not only for diabetes, but they also high risk for, again, I'm not saying everybody who has that will end up with this, but with the breast cancer, uterine cancer, if it is staying for a long period of time, we're talking like the age of 50, age of 60, and we say this is estrogen dependent cancer. Okay.
Wow. I have high estrogen right now.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that you're going to end up with cancer. The idea is
Right.
to understand how this machine works and then put
Mhm.
it back. So number one, we have to make sure that we are monitoring your sugar. You have to
Mhm.
watch. When I say sugar, I'm talking about the carbohydrates. Whether
Yes,
it's
simple hydrates.
whether, yeah, any carbohydrates, complex, simple carbohydrates. And
Well,
then you have, yeah,
even if it's vegetables,
vegetables
like
also. But I'm just saying altogether.
okay.
Altogether. Just when you have carbohydrates in the form of, let's say, soft drinks, it goes
Oh,
straight into your bloodstream versus
right,
you cabbage. And cabbage
right,
has carbohydrates, but your body has to go through digestion and some energy consumption in order to digest that. That's a
right.
different carbohydrates, you see?
Yes.
So
Mhm.
the ones that go straight into your sugar, these are the ones that the bad ones. These are the ones that create spikes of protein. I mean, spikes of sugar. Okay.
Mhm.
And the spikes are the ones that not good. So like we said, nice wave is perfect. You have to have it. But spikes and going back and like this is bipolar. We don't like people with spikes of emotions, right?
Mhm.
You environment spike of like a place with the weather. One day you come in the morning and sunshine and you come out of office 5 hours later and there's a snow. You wouldn't appreciate that. It's
Right.
uncomfortable to that environment. Same thing happens in your body. Imagine if you have those spikes of hormones going up and down. It is very uncomfortable and difficult to keep the balance.
Mhm.
So estrogenic state, it's not necessarily, it's a verdict. It's just good to know that you have it. And then you have to look into what is the culprit of it? Where is it coming from? And we remember we always say it comes from nutritional deficiencies and lifestyle deficiencies, right? So
Mhm.
nutritional deficiencies, you know how big I am on vitamin D, because vitamin D is the building material for the same estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, cholesterol, you name
Yes.
it.
I don't get as much sun as I used to, but I do take my vitamin D3 mixed with K2. And yeah, so I do that. I take my vitamins and everything. But I think that mine came from, I mean, if I even sneeze at a simple carbohydrate like pasta and rice or whatever, it just sticks to me. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I think that's one thing. If I cut that out, I tried my luck on keto earlier this year, and I think the fifth day I lost 19 pounds in
That's it.
5 days, you know,
That's
kind of
exactly
scary.
my point is. That's exactly my point is. Those spikes, once you go on keto, you stop spiking.
Right.
Now your sugar is going like this. And now you go, okay, your body goes, this much of insulin, go over here. The traffic is going nice and smooth. Now we're in control.
Right.
You see?
Right. Right.
So spiking sugar is one thing. That's why we have these detox programs on our platform where you go through monitoring. We have, coaches who actually watch what happens. We do the monitoring on the, you put the stick out the stick, how
Oh,
do
the
you call
patch?
it? Glucose monitoring, continuous glucose monitoring. Okay. And then you can
Oh,
actually, I can read this. So if you're on our program, we can read it on the phone and be like, what'd you eat? You receive a text saying, what happened? You're having spikes. So
wow.
if you know someone's watching you, less likely
Hey,
you're gonna
partner.
squeeze on any carbohydrates. That's
But you
another
can't.
trick. And that's the reason why we're so successful, because you're being watched. See?
Wow. In a medical setting.
Yes.
Wow.
So that's one. And then, of course, we need to check, when we do blood work, we check your vitamin D levels, we check your, other things, we do that. We also check for toxins. We have extended. That one, it's not covered by insurance, that test. It's around $300, I think.
Okay, for
When
the toxin.
we check all the toxins, because sometimes it could be small toxins that you don't even know that you're getting exposed. And the reason why we gain weight, let's just talk about this. Like you just mentioned visceral fat. So we have three types of fat. The one type is under the skin. Okay, it's a superficial fat, which is controlling our thermoregulation and controlling padding in our body. Okay, helps us to move around and not to get traumatized. So that is external fat. And that external fat also, divided into yellow fat and the brown fat. So both of them are not the ones that create problems with your hormones. But then we have visceral fat. The visceral fat is fat between your organs. Okay.
Right.
Open if you cut open a person's body, abdomen, you would see liver and then a little bit of fat around this. You will see bowel and you see the fat around it. It's also a Cushing. That's one function. And the second function is actually to catch and trap your toxins. Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. That's why there's so much toxin in fat.
Yes. In that
It's like,
particular.
oh, okay.
We have system called lymphatic system. Lymphatic
Mhm.
system is a sewage system. Okay.
Yes.
So it
Mhm.
starts in the middle. I mean, basically you have everywhere in your body.
Right.
But in the middle, it dumps into your big trunk, and that big trunk dumps into your colon. Okay.
Mhm. Yes.
So imagine if you are eating healthy, lymphatic system doesn't have any muscles like artery. Like your
Right.
arteries have, when you pump it. Your veins have a little valves, so it moves the blood through the valves, with the valves. Lymphatic
Right.
system is very, very passive system. It doesn't
Right.
have any, it's just slides down with gravity or shake. So
Right.
every time when you shake on trampoline, you run, you do something like that type of activities, you're shaking it off into your gut.
Yeah.
Now,
Mhm.
if your gut is, you have nice bowel movements, your gut is healthy, you don't have any inflammation, those channels are nicely flowing there, and you're healthy, you're vibrant, and everything is great.
Mhm.
But then imagine if the gut becoming inflamed. It could be
Mhm.
toxic, probably ingesting pesticides, besides sugar and soda, you also have so many other toxic things. Oils. You go to a restaurant and you think that you're eating something healthy, but this
Right.
olive oil that they call it olive oil, by law, they have a right to switch it, and not switch it, but dilute it. 40% olive oil and 60% of canola oil, vegetable oil. They have a right. And they have a right not to disclose it. Okay.
Wow.
So you go out. Have you noticed that when you go out, you gain weight? Once you stop going out, you start losing weight. Why is that?
MSG or something? Hormones.
MSG is the last thing, but oh, we don't have MSG. Well, thank God. It's like we don't have any pesticides in your food. Oh, thank you. But besides that, there's so many other things. You see? So imagine if you're eating all these things, so all these channels get clogged. And now we have this passive sewage not going through. And what happens with your toilet, your sink, when it's not going through? Starts piling up, right? And those pipes start pushing this sewage up and up because there's nowhere to go. And this is when your momentum comes and goes, whoa, 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 wait, you can't take it back in the system. This is toxic. Let me take this, and holds it. Let me take this, and holds more. Let me take this, and holds more. And then that's why, as a result, when you gain weight, unhealthy weight, it goes around your belly.
Why?
Because omentum, which is your visceral fat, is in your abdomen. And the more of toxic substances you are ingesting, the more this omentum is helping you to take, the more weight you're going to have. And then all of a sudden you start going keto, you start doing like healthy, maybe healthy detoxes. And then you jump on a trampoline, you don't go out, you don't drink alcohol. And all of a sudden, no, I lost 5 pounds. I don't know. I just started eating whole foods. Foods that actually
But when
clean.
you losing visceral fat, like say when I told you I lost those 19 pounds in 5 days, when you start losing that visceral fat, you're also releasing all of those toxins. Is that so? You have to drink much, 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 much more water, right, for it to come out.
Yes, because when the lymphatic system, when it is not moving, the lymph itself is a milky substance, healthy lymph. But then when it stays, it becomes sludgy, it becomes thicker. And the longer it stays, let's say you're not taking care of yourself for 10 years, 20 years, that thing becomes so thick. So in order for you to move it, it doesn't matter how much you jump, you can't lose weight. That's another reason why people, they don't eat, they fast, they run, they drink water, but they still can't lose weight. It's because that sludge is just right there, just stuck there. So you have to soften it, right? Make it softer, make it looser. So the way you do it, hot water with lemon, apple cider vinegar. Okay. So these type of things, they loosen your lymphatic system. Ginger loosens your lymphatic. So if you drink hot water with ginger and lemon, guess what you're doing? You're loosening it up, and little by little, it starts draining, and then and you lose your weight. And you feel good.
Wow.
Okay. And by the way, when I was trained in Sloan Kettering for people who had cancers, in our case was GYN cancers, ovarian cancer and all that, we always removed omentum, which is visceral fat. Always when we did the surgery. Besides removing lymph nodes, besides removing organs, always removed fat. It's called omentectomy. Why? Because again, for the same reason, cancer is a toxin. So it gets stored in those cells. You have to remove it.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Lorraine, I think you are on mute. You have to unmute yourself, Lorraine.
Thank you.
It was a good question, though. Yes, Lorraine, you had a question. Lorraine, you wanted to say something, but you muted. Unmute yourself. Can you? I don't think your microphone is working.
Yeah, no, she's unmuted, but the sound is not. Lorraine, something is going on with your sound
I
system.
think, yeah, I think your microphone is not working. You can type it. if
Type
you
it in
wanna-
chat. Put your question in the chat.
Yeah, put your question in chat. That was a great question. Wow. Stephanie did great. And yes, that's why our, master classes, our programs, all based on number one, watching your sugar spikes, detox on the cellular level. We just talked about detox on the organ level. Your momentum, your colon, your lymphatic system. This is on the organic level. But if you want to really detoxify yourself, you need to go deep into the cell and do that. And by the way, we're doing that challenge starting from January 1st, New Year, New You challenge. So if you guys want to join us, it's all going to be on the platform. And we will talk about all these things and give you more information, educate. Today, you need to be educated about your body, about your health. That is your strength. The more you know about yourself, the healthier you be, and longer you live, the more productive you're going to be. Yeah, cellular detox, it's very, very important. And then after that detox, there's a nourishment phase when you go through feeding your body with the good stuff, getting IV therapies and so forth. And then after that, there's a phase as a maintenance phase that, now you work about your nervous system, clarity, mental clarity, and taking tinctures that we have, specific tinctures for your body, designed for you, specifically for your body needs, mushroom tinctures, adaptogens, and so forth. It is a very complex process, but once you understand your body and once you get used to it, it's just going to be part of your life. And then you're going to make better choices and stay healthy. It's not about losing weight. Losing weight is just a side effect. You're going to feel great. That's the goal, to feel great. And one thing I noticed, those patients, my patients who've been with me for more than 5-7 years, they were like younger in their 40s, and then they started going into perimenopause and then menopause, less likely experience severe side effects of menopause, like hot flashes and mood swings, because they've already been on certain hormonal, vitamin protocols that supports your hormonal balance, and thus symptoms are not as bad. So I'm very proud of you guys. You're doing great. Anything else? Are you typing?
Is there any of it covered by insurance?
Certain things, yes. For example, if you are coming to see me in the office, certain blood test, like if you do comprehensive blood test, the one we do, we've always been doing that. That is covered by insurance. If you would like to have like a deeper conversations and get on a deeper, level, then certain things not covered. Glucose monitoring should be covered by insurance. Again, don't quote me, because insurances find any reason not to cover anything. So if you have deductible, you have this, you have that, they may not cover it, but it should be covered. Glucose monitoring should be covered. But then membership is not covered. It's just you have to buy membership, monthly membership, and then also certain products and protocols not covered by insurance. Our tinctures are not covered by insurance. Vitamins are not covered by insurance. There's a certain detox, not detox, but it's called oxytocin test when we check your toxins. That is around $300. It's not covered by insurance. See? So it's, it depends. The only thing is, the reason why I came up with this platform to spend more time with you guys. You could ask questions and I have more time. I can explain, I can talk. Because right now, unfortunately, I'm turning my office just like every doctor, chop, chop, quick, quick. because we're doing what insurance covers, and insurance covers this much. So then I have to see more patients. I don't have time to interact with you and have this intimate relationship, which I really value. And unfortunately, that's the reality today, but I found that this probably going to be the best way. And $35 a month, I don't think it's a lot of money, but you have an opportunity coming once a week and talk to us, ask questions.
What does the
Uh,
35 cover? What is that?
$35 covers, so it covers consultations like this. It covers, there will be some challenges, like we're gonna be doing challenge, but meaning that you will be, like Lorraine has just asked, supervised detox. There will be some of it that will be covered by insurance and done in the office. But if you would like to, like, $35 is just getting this, and then also being able to get, for example, E-System. Like, we're gonna have some raffles, and you're gonna get 2 hours of E-System, or some other things. Like, you're gonna have perks. But like, this is our last meeting this year, and on the YouTube. On the YouTube from now on, it's going to be only small portions of our conversations, just a little bit. It's not going to be the whole. Everything else will be on our platform. And if you missed, you're going to go there and you're going to see it and you're going to read it, and it's going to be the whole, variety of all these lectures. You're also going to get sessions of breath work, which I'm going to conduct for my patients. We're going to sit down and I'm going to teach you how to do breath works. And how to breathe and learn how to work with sympathetic nervous system. Things that I can explain and show, it's all going to be that included in $35 a month thing. But the physical things like buying vitamins, that type of things, if you need a coach, that is not going to be covered by insurance. Then it's going to be extra. And it's all, we'll be breaking down. I think we already have some information on our website, but more information will be available probably in a week or so. So the question is, I'd like to have supervised a detox. How and what are the logistics? Should I make a detox appointment through your office? So that's another beauty. You don't have to. If you are part of this program, you will have you can have either, you can come in the office if you want to, or we could have telehealth and we could talk one-on-one. We will do the blood test. We will see what is your goal, what are you trying to achieve. You will get a little bit of onboarding with us, with our team, because we have a whole team working with us. And then we will break it down and write it down program for you, specifically for you, for your needs. And then you will see what is affordable, achievable, what is working for you, potentially probably will be your path to take, and then you decide. But supervised detox, like I said, I can just tell you, hey, go and take some castor oil and then have good diarrhea and cleanse yourself. That's detox too, but it's not really cellular detox, which is on the cellular level, it's much deeper. But we will be talking about it. It's not like, you have to sign up right now. We will be talking, I'll be explaining a lot of things, but then once you're ready, once you decide that that is for you, you're welcome to have it. Okay. And a membership is, like I said, starting in January, we will have membership only, like whatever, this is just a part, what you're experiencing right now, it's a part of that membership. That will be on the separate platform, and it's not going to be public anymore. Okay, it will be only for members, and you will have your access to once a week to ask questions, talk to me if you have any questions. And then you will have also access to breathwork workshops that I'm going to do specifically for my patients only, and teach you how to breathe. We probably will do some maybe yoga sessions one day if we need to. I will teach you easy, young, very like like, how do you call it? Doable steps that you can take and do it yourself. So that's one way of doing it, and that will be included in this $35. But if you would like to have more, then we will have we have tier 2 membership, which is basically telehealth, where I still have your visits one-on-one with you. And on top of that, you will have unlimited telehealth with me. And on top of that, you probably will have also some supervision and detox and nourishment and so forth. So, as you know, IV therapies, glutathione therapies, they are not cheap. And, you know, each of them has their own price. But for our members, of course, we're going to give tremendous discounts for those who are signing up for detox. So just stay tuned. If you just get on the platform, the best, like the minimum you're going to get is information. You see, that's the minimum. But the maximum, it depends what you want to get. January, February will include 6 weeks challenge. Yeah, and 6 week challenge, health assessment, weekly accountability calls like this. Yes. Yeah, it's going to be, let's say if people sign up for the challenge, if we decide to go with the challenge, it will be a group. And once a week, we're going to sit down and we're going to go over our victories, challenges, and help each other. It's going to be a group session. The challenge tier 2. Challenge is not tier 2, but is almost tier 2 because it's going to be group sessions. But then from challenge, you can take yourself into tier 2. For example, you are the member. You have weekly settings like this, and we need to check your blood test. You guys have privilege of seeing me in the office. So we could do the blood test that's covered by insurance. And we could do a visit in the office and take a look at it, what's covered by insurance. And then take from there, like what we have, we can take it on a different level. And then you have to buy specific system that you will get, detox system. And then if you want to get IV system, you can do that. So it all depends on the person's abilities to pay, you see, but we're trying to accommodate so it would be affordable and still educational and still helpful, and all the way to, say, Ferrari and Bugatti tier that you can take the whole thing, including, you know, stem cells and so forth. So, but it's going to be great. Either way, you will get a lot of value in this. A lot of value. The price list, if you guys interested, you will see that on our website. It is coming. Olga, when it's coming? You think it's next week?
Yeah, next week it should be. We'll send an email as well.
Yeah. Yes, you had a call with Angelina. Yeah, you did some calls with Angelina. She is a life coach. She's an amazing, amazing life coach. So that is tier 3 and tier 4. This is when you pay. And by the way, she gives me a very, very good discount. Her price is $10,000 for 3 months. You pay $10,000 and 3 months, she watches you and you get, you know, everything you need. But for me, for my patients, she's giving me actually a very low price. It's 5,600, 5,800, right? Olga, something like that, within $6,000 range. That is with Angelina. And that is the highest. And this is where she sits down with you. She goes over your limiting beliefs. She goes over what is not letting you be what you want to be. You see, it's a very, very hideous, like tremendous work. And she's always one text away from to reach you. And by the way, when you signing up with those tiers, you're also going to be given not tier 1, but tier 2 and tier 3 and tier 4, you will be given unlimited access to personal specific phone number where I will be personally myself answering your questions. So this is completely different experience. It's not like you have to call answering service, and we are trying to create very, very like top-notch and yet accessible and affordable. Like anything between the highest would be probably $6,000 a year. But anything between $35 a month to what is it, $250 a month for the concierge, Olga? The full concierge?
Yeah, it depends also on the packages, because then it will be a discount. But basically, we want to bypass the insurance and all the deductibles that patients paying out of their pockets. Just really creating that value and making sure you get the care you need.
Yeah, yeah, because if someone has, like a lot of my patients have deductible, anything between $1,500 to $5,000 deductible. And in that case, you still have to pay off that sum of money before you get things covered. But then if you, let's say you're getting this tier 3 concierge service, then you get up to 6 visits with Dr. Rustamova, ultrasounds, everything is included there. So you don't have to think about it, you know? So yeah, a lot of things are happening. Stay tuned. And I'm sure you're going to benefit. Everybody will benefit. That's what we're trying to do. Everybody will be benefiting from it and nobody would be left behind. That's my goal. I want to deliver the best quality I can to my best ability. Supervised but not Angelina. Yes, we do have our program, but it's not going to be as, you know, top-notch as Angelina's, because Angelina's is top-notch. Because one of the guys called it Ferrari of all the services. That's what she is. But yeah, like I said, the one that we provide is our concierge service is $3,500 a year. That is the visits with me and consultations, unlimited telehealth a year, and access to private phone calls and text. Yeah. So we were supposed to talk about health. How did we end up talking about these things? Well, I guess it's ask me anything, so I'm answering questions. Yeah, but detox is important. This is how we got here. We were talking about detox. Cellular detox is a very, very important process for all of us. Mindset is another very important thing, which is also we're going to be working on too. And that's something that you're going to hear me. We're going to be talking about law of attraction. We're going to be talking about mindset. That is all included in this $35 membership. I will try to make it a very, very, very entertaining for you guys. But I also wanted to have interactive platform where you guys also contribute. You can talk, you can ask questions, just like you do. You know, I appreciate that you guys are very involved. Thank you for that. I love you for that. We need to create healthy community. That's what we need. And it doesn't have to be only GYN, like you see, we have men among us. It's for all the people, all walks of lives, you know, all the ages. Doesn't really matter. We're creating healthy community. Any other questions, comments? I guess we did a good 45 minutes. Thank you so much for coming. And I hope to see you on our platform in January. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Happy, healthy New Year for all of us. Oh, someone just just joined us, unfortunately. Sabohat, we're wrapping up, but you can see the recording. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. Let this year to be the year, the best transformation for all of us. Health-wise, on a physical level, on a financial level, on a mental level. Let us get what we want. Thank you. And thank you for trusting me. Thank you for being my patient. I'm honored to be a doctor. Thank you so much. I love you all. Mwah. Bye.